Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. I received this blog and I actually reached out to the person. I wanted to speak to the person herself, but let me read what I received, okay? They want Barbadians to know that you could be putting yourself in danger when you eat out, okay? So she had all beef rotis from Chefette, and during the night, she woke up with cramps and her belly said, she said her belly was cutting her and she just could not, stand, you could not, when you cannot pull. Well, let me read this first and then I'll tell you what she said to me afterwards, okay? So she woke up vomiting, constant diarrhea, blood pressure went sky high, and she had to be taken to the doctor. And when they asked her what she ate, she told them all beef rotis from Chefette, and she was so sick they had to give her maximum strength medication because the first set that they gave her, it just didn't work, and they had her on drips because she passed out. It was bad, dehydrated, weak. Started feeling bad when she stood up and still on drips. They had to keep her, there for a while. Her tummy felt horrible, like something was coming up on inside her chest, and she got 3 types of letters stating the cause, and it was food poisoning. It was food poisoning, okay? It was from the Chefette located in Black Rock. And when they called the manager said, well, bring back the roti, but the rotis were already consumed, okay? The rotis were already eaten. And the manager said, well, there's nothing that they can do and no one that's complained. They will always say that no one that's complained. So if in recent days you have eaten all beef rotis from Chefette and had a bad reaction, please comment in this section, because the Ministry of Health, they need to know. They need to be on alert. They need to know that some bad stuff is going on behind the scenes and they're feeding people something that could be very detrimental to their health. But anyhow, I'm right here. I'm right here where she said God is not sleeping. There was food poisoning. There was food poisoning from those rotis. And they want the government of Barbados to know that the #1 restaurant in Barbados is slowly killing out people. And she didn't have any left back. So she wants the world to know that, Chefette didn't want to take any responsibility, and she doesn't think it's fair, not even to reimburse her for, the medicine. These are reports she got, and it says, this is a note stating that she was assessed on the 11th of May. Today is the 15th, and as a result of the case, it was a case of food poisoning. You see it here, okay? They have allegedly ate food from Chefette, okay? And this is what she got, her medicine that she has to take. Okay, so she's on medicine. So when I got this note, okay, I asked the person, I said, I actually want to speak to the person who was affected. And to witness something like that, it's not a good thing. Like when you cannot pull yourself up to be upright and in bed and still in pain. I've been food poisoned. I have been food poisoned. I used to eat street food in New York City. I was raised in New York City. So you would eat from the vendors, and I've eaten, almost anything off the street from vendors. And there was a time that, well, a couple of times, I was food poisoned. And it's not, you feel as though you're gonna die. Food poisoning makes you feel as though you're gonna die, but within like a couple of hours, there's a cessation. It goes away. Yeah, you may still be a little weak or whatever from the dehydration or whatever, but this is continuing with her. When I spoke to her, it's continuing with her. And she's saying that she's all bent over, her stomach is cutting up, and she just doesn't feel well, and she's still in bed, cold, like, you know, when you have hot and cold, like, you know, feeling like when you have, you know, when you have a fever or whatever, you're getting chills, and then you're not, then it goes away. She is messed up. I was going to use the F word, but messed up from that meal that she had from Chefette a couple of days back. Today is the 15th. Well, I talked to her yesterday, the 14th, so I'm not going to speak to her again. But 3 days out, and she was still sick. So anyone who has eaten from the Black Rock facility, the Black Rock area, Chefette, if you have had a bad reaction, let her know, let people of Barbados know, let the Ministry of Health, whoever regulates, they will go in every now and again to make sure that the kitchen area is clean and stuff is, you know, the way it's supposed to be. Let them know. You cannot have people going into your facility, eating your food, and then barely able to make it to the doctor, barely able to speak to you, barely able to hear your attitude and your response. Your attitude and your response back to them. It's not as though they're asking you for $1 million. They just want you to know that your food was bad and maybe you should cover their costs. You know, it's not an arm and a leg. No one is asking for an arm and a leg. Okay. In the meanwhile, this woman can hardly pull herself up. Look a pretzel, can't even pull herself up, still bent up, still belly aching, still complaining, still watering mouth all watery, still not herself. And you're telling her that no one has complained? You're a liar, Chefette. Whoever the manager is, you're a liar. You know, it's just not one person. It just cannot, the bad food just cannot be in 1 or 2 rotis. And she just happened to get those 2 rotis that are bad, that made her so sick. Come on now. So it's up to you now, Barbadians. If you ate in the last couple of days from Chefette in the Black Rock area and you got sick, please let us know, okay? Please let us know so that this lady would know how to, you know, go back to them and say, you know, it wasn't only me. I don't want an arm and a leg. Just give me back the money that I'm out, and I'll be good. This is not a shakedown. When you're selling food, it should be clean food. Okay? When you're selling food, there's a certain amount of trust that goes into people coming in and buying your food. They trust that it's not going to kill them. They trust that it's not going to make them sick, got them all bent over, their belly all cutting up, can't even talk, and you know, you have to hear all that gurgling or the mouth watering. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. You don't want to hear that. Okay? So take care of this, Chefette. Take care of this. Okay? Take care of it. When people call you and say that they ate your food and they're sick, take care of it. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.